This class is called Yoga for Heart and Soul, and my name is Susie, and my model is Josh. Thank you for joining us. Patterns of health, stress, and tension can affect your health, your immunity, and your well-being. The heart is the seat of your immunity, so your inner healer and your intuition are also centered here in the heart. Strengthening your connection and relationship to your own heart allows you to begin to tune in and also fine-tune your own health and well-being. As you hold the intention to connect to your heart today, let that intention guide you through the practice. So today you'll need a comfortable place to practice, a blanket, a pillow, or a bolster. And if you wish, you can use your 2 bed pillows or a bed pillow. Anything that you have handy will work. And since you're at home, you can modify any of these in any way that you see fit. So we'll start with a centering practice today, and we'll start in a seated pose. And you always have the option to lie down for centering, so you can choose. Just make yourself comfortable. And let yourself begin with several long, slow, deep breaths. If you practice the 3-part breath or the complete yogic breath, you can use that here, expanding the abdomen, then the ribs, then the upper chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, contract chest, ribs, and lower abdomen. Practicing 3 times on your own, letting this breath mark a transition from thinking and doing to feeling and being. Allowing yourself to arrive. Settling into your seat, as if to ground yourself in the support and the energy of the earth. And allow yourself to arrive. Arriving in the spaces of your room. Sensing and feeling the space around you. And your relationship to that space. And follow the space inward as you breathe in. Keep the breath flowing, but see if you can now feel yourself from the inside. Feeling the breath inside of you. And let it draw your awareness inward even more. Mentally scanning the body from top to toe. And just noticing how you feel. Checking in with any patterns, any sensations. Noticing the quality of those sensations. Things like heaviness or tightness, lightness, warmth, sharpness, gripping, spaciousness. Acknowledging all of the areas of yourself all of those interior spaces. And settling with yourself just as you are, with all of the current conditions of body and mind. Content to be in this body, in this moment, with all of these conditions and circumstances, without the push or the pull of wanting it to be different. But there's a quality of surrender, a quality of letting go into yourself, a quality of contentment. Settling with yourself just as you are. And feel your awareness taking up even more of your interior landscape. Residing in yourself fully. Breathing as if your whole body were breathing. As if you could feel your cells breathing. As if you could feel your bones breathing. As if you could feel your skin breathing. And begin to gather your awareness of breath to the tip of the nose. And follow the breath as it comes in through the nose. Follow the breath as it goes out of the nose. Centering yourself with each breath. As the breath comes in, you might say to yourself internally, I am breathing in. And as the breath goes out, you might say to yourself internally, I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And in time, let the words fade and the feeling of breath, the connection to breath remains. Thoughts or feelings, sensations or impressions may push their way to the foreground of your awareness. So just pause there, recognizing, and then reconnect your attention to breath, making a shift without any drama, without any labels or judgments. Just returning. This practice of returning is the practice of centering. And centering sets the foundation for all of the practices in yoga. Centering yourself with each breath. Gently preparing for the practice of postures. With your next natural exhalation breath, let the gaze of the eyes fall open and downward. Half open, half closed. a 50-50 gaze. And then slowly transitioning to movement. As you start to move the fingers and the toes. And here you could even stretch the legs out. If you were sitting cross-legged on the floor, stretch the legs out, point and flex the toes, squeeze and release. Rotate your ankles and your wrists at the same time. See if you can rotate your wrists one way and your ankles the other. Is that possible? Just a little practice in neuroplasticity. Maybe it's not possible. And then allow yourself to, from here, just very gently cross your legs again or come back to another comfortable seated position. You can sit on a chair. And we'll do a little neck and shoulder exercises. So here, as you find your breath traveling from your tail to your crown, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring the chin towards the chest and keep breathing. Notice the stretch in the back of the neck and settling into that stretch. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing the mind and the heart. Notice how far down the spine you feel the stretch. And with the next in-breath, slowly bring the head back to center. And as you exhale, relax, soften. Inhale, travel from the tail to the crown. And as you exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Notice the stretch on the right side of the neck. Keep the breath flowing. Shoulders relax. And as you inhale, slowly come back to center. And as you exhale, relax, settle in, sink in. Inhale, travel from the tail to the crown. And as you exhale, opposite ear to shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Notice the stretch on the left side of the neck. Keep the breath flowing, softening in and around the stretch. Mind and heart relaxing. With the next in-breath, slowly come back to center. And as you exhale, relax, settle, sink in. Notice. Let your arms soften down alongside the body. And with an in-breath, slowly bring the shoulders up, squeeze them, hold the breath, squeezing, tensing. And as you exhale with a sigh, drop them. Try it again. Inhale, squeeze them up, tensing, squeezing, tightening. And as you exhale, and then slowly let the hands rest on the thighs. Close the eyes and just notice. And then placing your right hand on your left knee if you're sitting cross-legged. You can do it even if you're not sitting cross-legged. Take your other hand onto the floor or the chair behind you. Find a lift from the tail to the crown and start rotating from the base of the spine up through the vertebra of the neck. Even let the gaze of the eyes soften to the back corners as you breathe. Notice the twist. Letting go of anything that isn't necessary for the maintenance of the pose, for the integrity of the pose. Soften the face, the jaw. And with the next exhale breath, slowly unwind. Come back. Top downward. Pausing for just a moment, take the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Find that lift and gently twist from the base of the spine up through the vertebra of the neck. Softening the shoulders, relaxing heart and mind. Gaze of the eyes looks to the back corners. Settling. With the next exhale, slowly unwind, come back to center. Hands come onto the thighs. Take a pause. And as you stretch the legs out in front of you, resting on the floor, even in a chair, you can still do this. Gently place the hands on the floor beside you. And as you inhale, raise that left arm out and up. And as you exhale, lean into the right side. Inhale, come back up, and exhale, float the arm down, and keep moving from side to side with your own breath rhythm. Floating from one side to the next. Keep the sit bones grounded. Find your own rhythm. Maybe you want to hang out there for a breath or two instead of moving one breath, one movement. Follow your own intuition. You can close the eyes, flowing from side to side, opening the pathway between the heart and the arms as you move. And slowly find your way back to center. Take a pause, let yourself be still. You can even close the eyes here. Settle. Let go of any tensions you may have collected while doing that practice. And as you open your eyes, start to bring the palms to the center of the chest, and we'll do a scooping forward bend. So as you sweep the arms out and up, reach up and stretch up, look up and open up. And as you exhale, bring the palms forward, rest them on the thighs or the knees, slowly sliding from the abdomen. Chin moves towards the chest, releasing forward and breathing. And you might want to inhale and slide back up, and exhale and slide back in. And you can do this several times, or you can just hold here and breathe. Softening in and around the stretch. Settling with yourself. Slowly slide the hands back, gather the palms to the heart. Take a pause and just notice. You can even cover your heart with your hands, sensing and feeling your own heart. And now gently coming on to all fours. As you come to all fours, adjust yourself here. You might even want to put a pillow under your knees if your floor is hard. And take a few little cat stretches here. Bring your tail down, tuck your chin, and then bring your tail up and lift your chin. And just follow the rhythm of your own breath, just a few times, rounding and releasing. And at some point, gently tucking your toes, and you'll slide yourself into a deeply bent knee down dog. And as you press from hands to tail, just find that pathway there. Slowly, let yourself move into what's called a plank pose. You might have to walk your hands forward or your feet back. Hip bones resting on the giant beach ball, and then let your knees gently come to the floor and slide back into a deep bow. Any version of pranam. And then find your way back to all fours, tuck your toes, and press into down dog again. And find your way through this series 2 or even 3 more times. So you're moving from a deeply bent knee down dog to a plank to a deep bow. And you can spend however much time in each pose feels right to your body today. Maybe you want to slide through them rather quickly and gracefully. Maybe you want to hold them and create a sense of grounding and support. Keep your breath flowing. See if you can make it effortless. Once you complete, find your way to standing. Take your time. Once you stand, so as you come into a standing position, we're going to work with some standing tree and chair pose. And so I'm going to have you just take a moment and ground yourself here. Let yourself rest standing. So there's this sense of yielding to gravity and the way gravity pulls weight down through the bones. And just notice that weight landing in the heels of the feet first and how it wraps around the outer edges of the feet and across the ball mounts of the toes, landing in the ball mounts under the big toes, and then back to the heels of the feet. Centering yourself for a moment. Listening. And then very gently opening the eyes, step the feet just a little bit apart. And here, from here, just start to shift your weight from one foot to the other. And as you shift, you might even lift your one foot up and try to balance. So you'll go from one side to the other, balancing and breathing. And at some point, begin to shift your left heel over the center, your left sit bone over the center of your left heel. And as you come into balance on your left foot, start to bring that right heel to your ankle bone. Bring the palms to your heart and just balance here for a moment. See if you can cast your gaze to a point on the floor of the wall in front of you. And this may be where you practice from. You could even try balancing by lifting the toes up just a little bit and then putting them back down if you need them. Or you could pull your foot up to your calf, your knee, or even your thigh. Gaze is soft, and if you fall or you feel wobbly, just know that that's helping to strengthen the ankle and come back. Slowly reach the arms out and up. And as you grow the arms up, reaching up and stretching up, opening up, almost like you're blooming. So you're setting roots down through the sole of the foot, and the fingertips are like blooming, reaching out. And as you exhale, slowly lower, let the foot come down. Lift the shoulders up next to the ears with a big in-breath and with a sigh, drop them. Take a pause and settle. Moving through this on the opposite side as you shift your right sit bone over the center of your right heel. Pick up your left heel and place it on your ankle bone. Bring your palms to your heart. And start to cast your gaze downward in front of you. Softening the gaze. Breathing. Grounding and rooting. You might just lift your toes up to practice balancing, or you might bring your foot up onto your calf, your knee, or even your thigh. At some point, challenging your balance even more by swinging the arms out and up slowly. Breath keeps moving. If you fall out, come back when you feel ready. Holding and breathing. When you feel ready to release it, release the leg, let the arms float down. Come back to your feet, lift your shoulders up, squeeze them with a big in-breath and sigh. Letting go, softening for a moment. Right now, in the middle of spring, this idea of taking root and blooming becomes really important. And then slowly coming into position for a chair practice. So as you bring your legs closer together, they don't need to touch. You can adjust however you want to. Bring your fingers onto your hips and let your sit bones drop over the center of your heels. This is called upright chair. So as you drop your sit bones over your heels, just gazing, softening the gaze downward. And here as you inhale, reach the arms out and up like you're grabbing the sun. Look up, stretch up, open up, and then pull some of that healing light and energy into your own heart. And you can bring your palms to your heart, or you can place your palms on your heart. Breath is moving. And then imagine letting some of that light pour from your heart into the earth, like you're healing the earth. Let the hands come down, let the light move into the earth, let the head hang. Breath moves. When you feel ready, bend the knees, swing the arms around and up again in chair pose as you gather that light overhead. And then press from the feet to the fingers as you reach up and stretch up, look up and open up. And as you let the arms float down, it's like they're floating through water, and that healing light and energy is coming into the body, filling the whole body. And going through this 2 more times, and you can go at your own pace. Sit bones drop over the center of the heels, hands rest on the hips. And then slowly reach the arms out and up, gather some of that healing light again, hold on to it, let it drain into the arms and into the heart. And then slide back as you pull more of that light and energy into your heart, imagining it there. And then pouring it into the earth, let the head hang. You can keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Breath moves. And the knees reach around and up, gather some of that light overhead again. Breath keeps moving. Press from the feet to the fingers as you reach up. Stretch up, look up, let the arms float down like they're floating through water, and that light and energy comes into the body, filling body and mind. One last time. Practice on your own. You may want to hold in one of the poses longer than the other. Listen to your own body. Follow your intuition. And let yourself be still. Come down onto the floor, resting on the belly, folding the arms in front of you in crocodile pose. And let the body settle in as you breathe. Sinking into yourself, sinking into the floor. Again, as you strengthen your relationship to your own heart, bring your attention to the back side of the heart. In some ways, this is where all the action happens. This is where we push our feelings and emotions that we're not really wanting to display, the things that we hold deeply. And just for a moment, see if you can let the back side of the heart breathe, as if you could feel this sort of expansive quality as you inhale and the contracted quality as you exhale. Breathing some light and some space to the backside of the heart. As if you're clearing some debris. Perhaps even letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. And as you plant the palms in the position of cobra, slide the legs closer together. They don't have to touch. Fingertips are in line with the shoulders or armpits. Elbows are in close and up off the floor. The toes are reaching behind you and the crown is reaching in front of you. And here, as you connect to your own spine, travel from the tail to the crown and begin to brush the forehead, the nose, and the chin as you slowly lift up. And as you exhale, slowly lower back down. Brush the chin, the nose, the forehead. And practice this 2 more times. And you might work with 1, 2, 3 breathing. So the second time you come up, you might hold the pose for 2 breaths. The third time for 3 or more breaths. You always have the option to practice where you're just brushing up as you inhale and lowering as you exhale without holding it. Decide what suits you. Listen to your own inner direction. When you rest, turn your head to one side and let go of a big sigh. Like a cleansing sigh. Sighing can actually upregulate the relaxation response. Sometimes when we're really stressed, we just impulsively sigh. And this can be really helpful. It triggers that relaxation response and it helps you to move a little deeper into yourself. Coming into a position for half locust pose. So here, as you slide your arms under the body, plant your palms on your thighs, your chin, or your forehead on the floor. And again, as you connect to the bones of the legs and the bones of the spine, begin to reach out through the right leg and raise the right leg just a few inches and slowly lower when you feel ready. As the toes touch, raise the other leg and lower. And just like in Cobra, you might want to use 1, 2, 3 breathing. So maybe the first time just holding for 1 breath, the second time for 2, and the third time for 3 or more. Alternating sides. Maybe you prefer to just hold it for several breaths, strengthening the leg and the low back. In either version, this actually helps to support the peristaltic action of the colon, that movement from right to left that helps with elimination. Yoga is always working with the balance of cleansing and nourishing. Many of the practices are somewhat cleansing, just like Locust. They support the cleansing processes in the body. And other practices are more nourishing. Settling when you finish. Noticing how you feel. And now gently rolling onto your back. And as you roll onto your back, bend your knees and plant your feet on the floor. And here, using some pelvic tilting once again. Kind of like reversed child's pose. You're just in a different relationship to space here. So flattening and releasing the curve of the back and just opening up the communication between the legs and the spine, the legs and the low back. Smoothing out any pattern tension you may have collected. And then let yourself be still. Let yourself listen. And we'll work with a practice of bridge pose with the arms floating up and down. So I'm going to invite Josh to move down on his mat. And if you've got your mat close to a wall that's above the head, kind of move a little bit away from that so you can swing your arms up overhead. And we'll start by just inhaling and raising the right arm up overhead. And on the exhale breath, float it back down. So you're coordinating your breath and movement. As it touches, raise the left arm and float it down as you exhale. And then both arms move up together as you inhale. And as you exhale, float them back down. And let yourself move through this just one more time on your own. One side and then the other, and then both. The arms carry the action of the heart out into the world by giving and receiving. You're just opening up that pathway, that flow between the heart and the arms. And then we'll work with bridge pose. So with the palms down, first of all, just see if you can float the buttocks up just a few inches, coming up a little bit, and then floating back down. And here, you can either lift the pelvis up or you can peel the spine up vertebra by vertebra. Try it one more time and do it with the arms. So you'll raise one arm as you raise the buttocks, lower the arm and lower the buttocks, and then try it on the other side. Arm up and arm down. And then both arms up as you raise. And here, holding without holding the breath. So the arms are up overhead, you're lifted into a bridge. And when you feel the urge to come out, lowering the spine and the buttocks, lowering the arms all together, all at once. And take this practice one more time. using it at your own pace. One arm, then the other, and then both arms as you raise the buttocks and lower. As you complete, draw one knee into the chest, give it a squeeze, stretch the other leg out. Just holding here for a breath or two. And then bend the knees, place both feet on the floor again. Draw the other knee in, give it a squeeze, stretch the opposite leg out, hold for a breath or two. And then place both feet on the floor once again, just pausing and breathing, noticing. And as you sit on the backs of the hands, we'll come into a position called fish pose, but we're going to just slide in and slide out. So it's helpful here as you tuck the elbows under the body and sit on your hands, that you stretch your legs out. And you can even move to the top of your mat so that your head is on a more slippery surface, or you can try it on your mat. And you'll just, as you're ready, just slide towards the crown of the head as you press into the elbows and lift the chest and heart. And when you feel ready, just slowly release. Lower the chin, release the head like you're sliding back down. Sliding in and out of this 1 or 2 or even 3 times. And you're welcome to hold it for a breath or 2 or even longer if you feel that. This is called fish pose. Notice the expansion through the region of your heart and chest. And once you finish resting, observing, settling, imagine the breath now traveling from the sole of the right foot to the right nostril, and from the right nostril to the sole of the right foot. And you'll do that 3 times, and then you'll practice on the other side, from the sole of the foot to the left nostril to the sole of the foot. And when that's complete, then you'll breathe up and down the center line of the body 3 times, and then rest. Practicing on your own, seamlessly weaving the in-breath to the out-breath, and the out-breath to the in-breath. Once you complete, let your breath land in the spaces of your own heart, as if your own heart were breathing in, as if your own heart were breathing out. And coming into position now for extended relaxation. Find your pillows and blanket, props, supports, whatever you need to be comfortable for the next 15 to 20 minutes. And you can lie on your back, but if at any time you need to, you can roll to one side or even come back to sitting. Letting the body be still, but knowing that you can move if you need to. The first practice we'll do is a breathing practice once again. And then we'll transition into a systematic relaxation exercise. Before practicing, I'll invite you to create an intention, a sankalpa, some kind of an affirmation for yourself. It may be something that you're already working with in your life, some altruistic principle, some quality, some way of being. Whatever it is, repeat it as if it were already so, as if it were already happening, you were already doing it, you were already living it. Yet say it to yourself 3 times like a mantra. Our lives form around our intentions, whether they're conscious or unconscious. So when you form a conscious intention, you're taking part in the shape that your life takes. Over the days and the weeks and even the months, you can watch as those intentions begin to move into action and how those changes begin to support your own life, begin to take effect. With the intention still lingering, begin to take your breath from the soles of the feet to the pelvic floor, and the pelvic floor to the soles of the feet. Inhaling up and exhaling down 3 times. Letting the breaths get longer and slower. And breathing from the soles of the feet to the bladder center, and the bladder center to the soles of the feet. Inhaling up and exhaling back down. From the soles of the feet to the navel center, and the navel center to the soles of the feet. 3 long, slow breaths, seamlessly weaving them together. From the soles of the feet to the heart center to the soles of the feet. Soles of the feet to the throat center, and the throat center to the soles of the feet. Soles of the feet to the eyebrow center, and the eyebrow center to the soles of the feet. The breath sweeping over the body slowly and smoothly. Soles of the feet to the crown of the head, and the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Breath breathing the whole body from top to toe, toe to top. and letting the breath spread out. Soften. Returning the responsibility of breathing back over to the body. Let yourself be still. Dropping deeply inward. Bringing attention to all 10 toes and deeply resting all 10 toes and the feet. Relaxing the ankles and the lower legs. The knees and the upper legs. And the hip joints. Find your awareness in all 10 fingers. Resting the fingers and the hands. Relaxing the wrists and the lower arms. Elbows and upper arms. And now the joints of the shoulders. Relax. Resting the pelvic floor and the buttocks. Releasing any gripping or tension in the organs of the abdomen. Relaxing the abdomen. Relaxing the navel, the stomach, the spleen and the pancreas, the liver and the gallbladder and the intestines. Relax. And even if you're not sure where those organs are, just imagining that you do, letting them soften. Resting the diaphragm muscle, the rib cage and the muscles between the ribs. The breathing becomes subtle. In some cases, almost imperceptible, as the demands for oxygen are so greatly reduced when you relax. Resting lungs and heart. Resting the chambers of the heart and the valves, the arteries and the muscles that surround the artery walls. A sense of freedom as blood and energy move freely to and from the heart. Even resting around feelings and emotions, any debris, any stuck pieces of emotion or feeling. Softening. Resting the throat and the pit of the throat. And relaxing up through the center of the spine. The bones of the spine descending. The muscles loosening their grip around the bones. Softening, broadening. Back of the neck and base of the skull. The occiput. The hinges of the jaw. The chin and the lips. The inside of the mouth and the tongue. throat and the pit of the throat, resting. Resting the cheeks and the nose, the eyes softening in the eye sockets, the eyebrows and space between the eyebrows, the forehead and the temples, the ears and the scalp, the mind and any thoughts that linger in the mind. Relax. The crown of the head, the whole body, resting, the whole body, relaxing, the whole body, letting go. Resting in the deepest place of peace and tranquility. Resting in your own true nature, in that still and quiet center of consciousness. And as the body becomes more and more transparent, more luminous, it's as if losing the edges and the boundaries of your own body for a more spacious version of yourself. And as you feel and sense yourself spreading out, there's a newfound oneness with everything living and breathing. A sense of connection, as if there were no separation between self and other. Just one consciousness, one shared consciousness. Resting in that vast and spacious version of yourself. It's here that you may sense that you are joy. You are peace. You are love. Begin to feel your awareness rising up to the surface. Like rising up from the depths of the ocean. Begin to feel yourself both vast and specific at the same time. Begin to imagine healing light or healing energy, choosing a color or a vibration that feels particularly healing to you in this moment. First imagining it lingering above the crown of the head. As it gets brighter and stronger, call it into the body, sending it over the mind, down the spine, through to the vital organs, down the arms to the fingers, through the abdomen and buttocks, down the legs to the toes. Let it fill the spaces of your own body, radiating light and energy in every direction. And the vibration is healing. And direct it specifically into any areas in your own body and mind, your own body or mind, that are in specific need of healing. Hold it there. Let it be drawn there. Hold there. Brighter and stronger in that space. Allowing your own experience of healing to be deep and profound. A deep shift, a deep transformation. And slowly transitioning when you feel ready. Letting that healing light, that healing energy be tucked away in your cellular memory for safekeeping. Calling on it at any time. You might even set it on autopilot, letting it continue to work at a cellular level. And as you deepen the in-breath and lengthen the out-breath, slowly begin to move the body. Gathering up your limbs and rolling onto one side, curled up, pausing and listening. Knowing that that feeling of peace and stillness is always there inside of you. You just stop disturbing it. You go inside and return. It's a kind of remembering. In the tradition of yoga, we call this C-IAYT, remembering the self. And deep relaxation and meditation help us to remember the self. Slowly finding your way to sitting. Gathering palms to heart. Here, returning to that healing light. As you open your palms, let some of that light pour out from your heart as you send it out into the world with a wish for peace and healing. Sending it to someone you know who may be in need of healing, who may be suffering. Send it from your heart to their heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, and only peace. Namaste.
Thanks, Susie.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for doing that today. Thank you, everybody.